Yesterday, I had my first interview about these Mandela Bible changes, for which I'm really grateful for. It's the first time. But his name's Godhead, and that's all he gave me, and I still can't find his YouTube. But he wouldn't give me his real name, which I find quite curious, because that's the second Christian that I've met that they won't tell you their names, their real names. And, like there's a load of showmen up there, so I'm presuming, not in the case of Godhead, but other Christians, that it is their stage name. And, he was really lovely, actually, a very nice young man. But he was quite critical about me, actually. I think one of the first things he said was, well, you're at Speaker's Corner and you're not speaking. So I said, well, yeah, I've got a message. I've got 7 posters, actually. And the second criticism was that I don't attend any church. So, he said that leaves me open to kind of error. Whereas if I was, part of a church, then they would say to me, well, no, you're wrong. But I have, and the thing is, once I left the Catholic Church, obviously I went to the, different churches, Pentecostal, Baptist, and they were all the same. They couldn't see these changes, and this was, before when they were a bit more subtle. So, and he's got a good point though. I mean, biblically, you should be part of a body, and that is correct. But I honestly can't find any sort of genuine churches to be part of. I mean, they're all corrupt, aren't they? And the second thing he said was he tripped me up. Well, I tripped myself up. He didn't do it. He mentioned manuscripts, and I hadn't heard of that term. But obviously, being a cradle Catholic, I'm actually quite familiar with manuscripts, the concept of them. I mean, they are, written outside of the Bible. They'll be the footnotes, And I don't think there should be footnotes in the Bible. You should just read the Bible, because and I think that started with the Schofield Bible, and the Schofield Bible's got the rapture in there. And the third criticism he said was that these Bible changes are fueling Muslims. He said you're giving them a good excuse to say, look, your Bible's corrupt. And he said to me at one point, the Muslims are very comfortable with you, and I didn't say it, but I should have said actually that maybe that's got something to do with the fact that I'm not up there abusing them, like some are up there, no, mention no names. He looked at the third ones, and the first one, Psalm 83:10, and that word isn't there now. And I checked the others as well, and they're just like dung. And as I said, I mean, the title of this poster, which I've had for quite a while now, is The Return of the Naughty Figs. They come and go, these changes, which makes it very difficult. And it actually, I can really understand why people don't want to face what's going on, because it's quite tricky as well. But the turds seem to have gone for now. And although that one in Ezekiel 4:15, I will spread dung on your face. Malachi 2:3, that's still there. So there are now 30 references to dung now. And Ezekiel 4:12, Ezekiel 4:13, Ezekiel 4:15. And you've got a really weird one in 2 Kings 6:25, where they're selling a donkey's head and dove dung, which is really weird. And I found a couple of strange things today. When I was going through everything, checking, I found this in Malachi as well. Now this is a definite change. Paralyze your arm and throw dung in your face. That's Malachi. That's 1:4, I think. And also here as well in Malachi, you've got like kind of, you bring blind animals for sacrifice, and lame and diseased. Now, you know, the sacrifice of animals, they were always pure, always. This wasn't even a question that you would bring a blind animal or lame one, you know. So, yeah, so that's about me. So, I'm out.